wanted to get the clubs. We did it together, but that was months ago. This is a different set of clubs here. We appreciate it. Thank you guys. All the time. Really appreciate it. You know the problem is
All right, everybody, thank you for joining me here at the First Alert Desk. We are just waiting moments from now to take you to a live press conference where Atlanta police are going to be addressing a TikTok challenge that has not only instructed people on how to steal a Hyundai vehicle, but also encourage the act. So they are going to be addressing that as we are continuing to see just a growing rate of car thefts here in Georgia. As a matter of fact, just recently we learned that Georgia has ranked among the top 10 states for rising car thefts. So a lot of that is going to be discussed today, and to some other news, they're also giving out anti-car theft clubs. So those clubs that you put on your steering wheel just to prevent people from breaking into your vehicle and driving off with it. Atlanta Police is on location right now handing that out to anybody with a Kia or Hyundai vehicle. So if you are somebody with a vehicle like that, let us know. We can share where this is happening with you. But the main purpose of them coming together is just to talk about this growing crime rate and to speak on what they're doing to address the problem here in Metro Atlanta. You're talking about a state like Georgia that is the 6th highest in the nation for rising car thefts, and now a recent online social media challenge instructing people on how to steal specific models of Kia and Hyundai vehicles and just the outcome of that. So a lot we're going to be taking you to. We'll recap at the end if you jump in on this late, but right now we're just waiting for this press conference to begin. It was scheduled to start at 12:30. It is now 12:34. So any moment now, I am in talks with our reporter on scene, Don Shipman. He's letting me know when they are about to start. He said it could be in a couple minutes. It's any moment now. We'll be taking you to that press conference.
They seem like they're busy. sit like that, or does that look crazy?
It might make a little noise.
Is that all right with everybody? Does that make too much noise?
No, you're on board.
All right. And in 11, I can put this behind your mic if you like me to. So.
Sure.
Yes, sir. You can. Sure, we're fine.
Everybody ready? Everybody not ready?
All right, ready. All right, I'm just going to slate my name for you guys. I'm Captain Ralph Woolfolk, City of Atlanta Police Department Special Enforcement Section. My command encompasses our fugitive unit, gang unit, Homeland Security unit, and our auto crimes unit as well, which is why we are here today. So obviously you all are aware of the Kia and Hyundai theft proliferation across the entire country. We are no anomaly as it pertains to those increases. This particular crime is driving our crime throughout the city of Atlanta. We're actually showing a 49% increase this year as it pertains to the auto thefts, particularly with the Kia and Hyundais. We've seen about an 830% increase this year in comparison to last year. So we've had about 511 vehicles that have been stolen this year, Kia and Hyundai alone, in comparison to about 50 last year. So this is obviously a special focus for us. We want to make sure that we get this right as we move through the second quarter of the year. One of the things that I want to highlight here is as we move into the second quarter of the year, we've examined some evidence base. We've looked at some best practices across the country that we want to implement throughout our auto crimes unit. And we have some complex investigations that I will not be able to go really into detail pertaining to, but they do apply to juveniles that are driving within specific gangs in the city of Atlanta that are driving some of our auto crimes that we're seeing right now. So what we do know is that this mayor's office has offered a variety of programs for children to turn to, for juveniles to turn to. Several organizations have partnered with the city, 100 Black Men, the Boys and Girls Club. There's several organizations that have opened their doors to youth to turn them away from these types of crimes. So this is the warning here and today as we move into the second quarter of the year. Parents, grab your children, turn them towards these opportunities, because if not, they are going to find themselves in handcuffs. They're going to find themselves on the wrong side of the law, and that is not what we want. We want them to turn to opportunities that have been provided to them and are available to them here in the city of Atlanta. But as I stated, several initiatives that are underway as we move into the second quarter, but we do know particularly that this particular crime is driving our crimes in the city of Atlanta. All right, my Zone 1, sure, we'll handle questions at the end, correct? Sure, okay, we're going to go to the Zone 1 commander now.
Hey, good afternoon. Major Mormon, the commander of the Zone 1 precinct, which is Northwest Atlanta. So overall, what we're seeing is an increase in our auto thefts. Even in all of our crime categories, we're down for the year. In each category, except for these auto thefts, and these Kias and Hyundais are driving us. What we're seeing is some of our offenders actually are living in Zone 1, so we do a lot of proactive engagement with some of our younger offenders. Of course, when we catch them, of course, we we arrest them and we go through that process. But we're seeing it, and some of them look at it as like it's a game, but it's truly not a game. And so we have to notice the hardship that they're putting on some of the members of our community that go through this. I've been to several homes and visited with several people and spoke with people who've been victimized multiple times. And you know, they have to go back and forth to work, they have to take their children back and forth to school, and so it's really frustrating to have to deal with this, to see what they're going through. So for us, what we do, we're very proactive in we do what we call we'll get out sometimes in some of our problem areas and we've actually been giving out clubs. We worked with one of the business leaders over here in the Martin Luther King corridor towards the end of last year, who donated clubs to us, and so we handed those out. And so we've got some donated to us from Hyundai and Kia, where we're able to pass those out. So we've been, and then as we leave here today, of course, we made the announcement that we do have Hyundais and Kias clubs for them here at this location. But we're actually going to go out into the street, and when we see people with some of these vehicles, of course, we're going to pass them out. We've been doing it this week. We've been doing it last week, and so it's been working. And so that's kind of where we're going with that. So I'll pass it on to the Zone 4 commander, who we work with as well, Major Clay, and we'll continue this press conference.
Just clip that.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Major Antonio Clay, CLAY. I am the Zone 4 commander, which is Southwest Atlanta, the largest zone, over 40 square miles. But today, you talked to Captain Woolfolk, Major Mormon, but right now, as of now, we're giving out clubs at the plaza here at Martin Luther King and Fairburn Road. The purpose of this is to deter the crimes and making your vehicle a hard target. So if anyone looks in your vehicle and see your club, they will not bust your window, causing insurance rates to go up, or even stealing the vehicle and committing other crimes. Since I've been out here today, we had about 10 to 15 cars already come up. One of the vehicle's back window was busted out. It still had glass on the seat. So please, first, also let me thank the community, the Zone 4 stakeholders, for getting the word out. If you have family members, friends, co-workers that own Kias or Hyundais, if they can't make it out here today, they can email me at A as in Apple, B as in boy, Clay at atlantagA.gov, and they can come by the Zone 4 precinct and pick it up. The only requirements are they own a Kia or a Hyundai and live in the city of Atlanta. Thank you.
We'll now take questions.
So are these the auto tests of the Kia and the Hyundai limited to Zone 1 and 4, or where are these, most of these?
We're seeing a primary concentration in 1, 3, and 4 throughout the city, but this is something that, as I stated, is happening throughout the entire nation. We're seeing a proliferation of Kia and Hyundai thefts throughout the entire nation. So Atlanta is no anomaly. We're facing that issue here as well.
Describe again who's committing the bulk of these.
Right, so we are aware that juveniles are primarily driving these crimes, and that's why it's a call today for parents. Please, over spring break now, and as we move into the summer, it is imperative that we grab your children and turn them into programs that are available for them. Reach out to these opportunities. This mayor's office has offered a conduit of opportunities that are available to our youth. There's no excuse for you to be out in our city streets stealing vehicles. And this is your warning, unfortunately. As we move into the summer, we've adopted a non-tolerance policy as it pertains to this. Our helicopter unit will participate in making sure that we locate these vehicles. We have several other investigative tools and resources that we will be utilizing to locate these vehicles. We partner with the state and federal government on some of our investigations pertaining to these vehicles, and there's several complex investigations in which some juvenile youth have already been identified, and we will continue to focus and target as a result of that investigation. And we just don't want to be coming to your door knocking for your child as it relates to these types of crimes. Okay?
Now, what percentage are Kia and Hyundais? Out of all your car thefts, what percentage are Kia Hyundai?
Right.
And then when you talk about those numbers, is that so far this year or 50 so far last year?
Yeah, so the overall numbers, as I indicated, are up about 49%. So we're seeing about 60% of those are in that range are particularly Kia and Hyundai vehicles.
60% of all car thefts.
That's correct. That is right.
When you gave those numbers at the 50 in the beginning with 50 last year, was that so far last year? Is it the same time?
Year to date, that's correct. Year to date. So year to date, we saw 52 exactly year to date last year, and as I stated, we've seen 511 this year. So we're seeing those increases.
Can you talk about the TikTok aspect of this?
Can you talk about the software update?
Correct.
And what information does the city have on that?
Right, so and some of that work is still underway. Kia and Hyundai has rolled out a software update that is available, and we'll let them speak pertaining to that and kind of the nomenclature of that and the details regarding it. But we are attempting to partner with them to bring that to the city of Atlanta, to some remote sites in which they can deploy those efforts throughout the city as well.
Can you speak to parents How soon might that happen?
We're in talks with them now. It's all about a calendar, a date that works for everybody is where we are right now. But we are in talks with Kia and Hyundai.
Could you speak to parents about how they can talk with their kids about the differences between what they see on social media, what might be a game on social media, and what's real life?
Yeah, it's absolutely, and I mean that's the fight that we see against social media right now as well. Just being aware of what your kids are doing, where your kids are throughout the day. And like I stated, there's so many programs that this mayor's office has opened up to our youth. I mean, there are so many opportunities for youth to turn to aside from these types of crimes, and that's why I say, you know, we've done our efforts in preventative and reaching out and trying to get you turned in the right direction. If you're committing these types of crimes, you will go to jail.
What is the penalty? How much jail time could someone face if they're caught?
It's going to vary from person to person, but what we do make sure that we do is communicate directly with the district attorney's office and with the youth detention centers. We just get a comprehensive understanding as to what that juvenile's background looks like, what is the probation status, what types of crimes they released on previously, and the number of crimes in which they've committed pertaining to these vehicles. Are they still in one vehicle, 2 vehicles, 5 vehicles? Is it a ring? There's a number of things that goes into that determination.
You mentioned the 500 vehicles.
Yeah.
How many of those have you been able to recover? How many arrests have you guys made year to date regarding those investigations?
Yeah, we'll get particular numbers for you, and like I said, we do have some complex investigations that are underway, but we'll make sure that we provide those specific numbers to public affairs regarding recoveries and
When you mentioned
arrests.
complex, does that mean that multiple cars were stolen from a particular location, or?
But in some instances, yes, that's correct. That's correct.
Are these happening at businesses, parking lots? Where in particular are you seeing these cars?
All of the above. It really is. I mean, from apartment complexes to parking lots that we're standing in here today, just city streets. A lot of these instances, there are people that are leaving their vehicles running, and we know those hotspot locations, and that's what we've attempted to do here too. Is we provided these locations to our zone commanders. They know the hotspots. They study their own crime and know exactly where these instances are taking place, and we are there as a support mechanism in that. But we do know the top locations in which these vehicles are being taken and recoveries as well.
Two questions. Impact on other crimes, manpower usage. Talk to us about those who don't own Kias and Hyundais, how does it affect them?
So fortunately for us, with the vehicle thefts in particular, they overlap with some of our gang problems that we see. So the areas that we deploy into stolen vehicle locations and recovery locations, those are some of the individuals that are committing some of our other crimes as well.
Are most of these cars being used for joyrides, or are they showing up at other crime scenes, other robberies?
Yeah, there's a percentage of them that are showing up at other crime scenes. There's some of them that have shown up at shootings and aggravated assaults. There's some that are just for a joyride, but it just sort of varies from case to case. Yeah.
All right, thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thank you all so much.
Thank you, guys. Woo, that was nerve wracking. That was my first one. How did I do?
All right, so that was Atlanta Police, both the Zone 1 and Zone 4, detailing some of their recent findings and how they're going to proceed with addressing the ongoing issues surrounding car thefts. I want to talk a little bit about this and then recap some of what you've heard from the press conference. In case you jumped on with us late, let's go through the facts here. The APD reported 511 car-related thefts in 2023 alone. Compare that to 2022, approximately 50 vehicle-related thefts. That is clearly a massive jump. You talk about 107 thefts in January, about 9 in February, and then 395 between March and April. And it's only the 5th of April. So you talk about how new into this year we are, and already a dramatic rise that we're seeing in car-related thefts. Now, I want to talk a little bit about this TikTok challenge that really caused authorities to start seeing a sharp increase across the country in these types of vehicle thefts. It's primarily targeting Kia and Hyundai vehicles, and it's known as the Kia Challenge, and it shows and instructs people how to hotwire a Kia and Hyundai car with a USB cord and a screwdriver, right? You have one of those, at least both of those items in your house, I'm sure. And many police departments now on alert following that video, as they're seeing an increase in this specific vehicle being subject to car theft. So part of the reason APD says that they're addressing not only that, but trying to do something about it and reduce it heading into the summer months when they start seeing a natural increase in these types of crimes. They're saying they're handing out these anti-car theft clubs, not only at the location, which we just took you to right over here. This is on MLK Junior Drive and Fairburn, which I do believe, if I understood correctly, they're going to be out there for a little while longer, handing out the remaining clubs that they have. But they also said they're going to the streets. They're going to see if they can hand these anti-theft devices out to Kia and Hyundai owners, to hopefully prevent this type of crime from reoccurring at the rate that they're seeing. And then they're also saying they're going to make whatever remaining anti-theft club devices that are available available to people in Zone 1 and Zone 4. Again, from what we've heard from this press conference, depending on their supply, they will also make whatever they have left available in the APD zones. They're working on this. They're talking to Kia and Hyundai and partnering up. Just recently in February, we heard from the Kia and Hyundai makers that they're putting out software updates to prevent these types of auto thefts, and are reaching out to people who have those specific models that are sensitive to this type of theft from falling victim, for making those software updates available, investing in car theft prevention devices like those steering wheel clubs. So again, if you or someone you love has one of these vehicles, it's a Kia or Hyundai or similar smart vehicle, make sure that they're aware of the dangers out there and the steps they can take to protect themselves and their property from this type of theft. And of course, we're going to keep you updated on Atlanta News First Plus, starting with our website, atlantanewsfirst.com, as well as taking you into our 3 o'clock newscast, where you can expect to catch the latest details on developing stories like these. Have a great day.